major political shift. The Left Democratic Front government in Kerala has now taken a significant U-turn on the Sabarimala Ayyappa Temple entry issue. The state government has decided to move away from its earlier support for the Supreme Court of India verdict that allowed women of all ages to enter the temple. Officials say that the government will now inform the Supreme Court that it supports traditional customs and long-standing religious practices at Sabarimala. In its new stand, the government is expected to argue that the state should not interfere in matters of faith and that the traditional restrictions on women between ages of 10 and 50 should continue. The affidavit, likely to be submitted through the Devaswom department, is also expected to reflect the sentiments of the devotees and the position taken by Travancore Devaswom Board, which manages the temple. The move marks a major shift from the government's earlier stance, which had backed the 2018 ruling and triggered widespread protest across the state. The Congress, meanwhile, has hit out over the Pinarayi Vijayan's government and its latest stand on the issue. Congress MP K. Suresh slammed the complete U-turn and alleged that the shift is aimed at appeasing voters ahead of the upcoming assembly elections. Suresh pointed out that the LDF government had earlier supported the Supreme Court of India verdict, allowing women of all ages to enter the temple, and had even filed an affidavit backing the move. The controversy is back in focus as Supreme Court prepares to now hear a review of the 2018 Sabarimala judgment next month. The Sabarimala issue is not just about a temple, it's about the Constitution of India, equality and the role of state in matters of faith. What makes the latest shift of Kerala government striking is the politics around it. The same LDF government that once stood firmly behind the Supreme Court of India's verdict is now backing the very tradition it earlier challenged. The timing is interesting. It comes ahead of the Kerala elections, and whether this is respect for faith or a calculated move ahead of the election is a question voters will answer soon. But the episode once again shows how easily constitutional debates in India can turn into political battlegrounds. Joining me on the show is M. Rajendran, senior journalist. Also with us is Colonel S. Dinny, spokesperson for the BJP. Professor Ronnie K. Baby, spokesperson for the Congress Kerala, will also join us. Also with us is Brinda Adige, women's rights activist. Thank you very much, all of you. Brinda, I want to come to you first. As a women's rights activist, the question that often comes to mind after 2018 verdict and the latest stand that the Kerala government is taking is, what's the need to challenge the order? An order that the government once firmly stood behind. Is it convenient politics? Because it's coming ahead of the Kerala elections. Could you unmute yourself, ma'am?
You are right. This is political convenience because of the elections that are coming. State government that upheld entry of women into Sabarimala, which was an order that was passed by the Supreme Court, is now actually diluting constitutional morality, because it now wants to say that, okay, these are some groups of people who do not agree to something like this, and so we will uphold traditions. But how can traditions be upheld against constitutional morality, right to a woman to access public places of worship and pray over there? These are constitutional rights and guarantees. Tradition cannot override women's dignity and women's right to pray.
Okay. Colonel Dinny, many people we've spoken to on the show and I've spoken to in past many months are of the view that any Sabarimala devotee, a woman particularly, between the ages of 10 and 50 will anyway not want to enter because they're a devotee and they believe in customs. So the entire Supreme Court order therefore, doesn't serve the Sabarimala devotees. It serves women on the outside, women who see it as a matter of equality, and the devotee is happy to not enter anyway.
Oh, absolutely, ma'am. There's no doubt that, the real reason why the present government has taken this U-turn itself, what you correctly mentioned, that the majority of women, and I say majority with a thumping majority of women in Kerala itself who are devotees, who do not want, and they had started this campaign now that we wait. This campaign at all was hit on the streets, and that is why the government had to take a back foot on this particular issue. Now, you see, CPM has always had a history of taking U-turns. Whether it's bringing the protesting against the computers,
I can hear you, sir.
Whether it is also the presently built national highway roads, they are opposed it. So similarly,
actually, my video is
usually
open,
they
sir.
take 20.
I don't know what is the issue.
I'm not sure whether
Hear some noises.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, sir. We will try and correct it.
Yeah.
Please go on.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, sure. So they generally take about 20 to 30 years to make a U-turn as far as the policy.
Sir, sorry.
These decisions.
Yeah.
Less than 10 years. So what's happened now is this, as you rightly mentioned, is just before the elections, knowing fully well that the devotees will be against them, knowing fully well that there is a large section of people who are hurt in 2018, what they did in Sabarimala, despite there was no order that Sabarimala, from the Supreme Court, that the women had to be given an entry then and therefore. They could have taken a middle path. They could have called for discussion. They didn't do anything. They made it into an issue that we will get a woman there, and we all know how they took women inside the sanctum sanctorium in Sabarimala. So this is a complete U-turn. We are not talking of the women's right here. We are talking of the devotees there. We are talking of what the EPM government has done. Thousands of people have cases registered against them. Thousands of people. What has happened to that? Now, when you take this U-turn, why so many cases were registered against them? Why did you take a stand earlier that it was for upholding the values of Constitution and all? So now you are going back on all the things. So what we have been telling from day one, that the Constitution is for the people of India, for the people of the Constitution is not in a standalone mode. So when the majority of women, repeat, they themselves do not want to enter. So I think Supreme Court, the case is right now in Supreme Court, so I will not go to the merit of the case. But the fact is that the general verdict, the general mood in Kerala is that the trust of the devotees should be upheld. And that is why the CPF government has been forced to take this view just before the elections are coming now.
All right, government forced to take this view ahead of the elections. M. Rajendra, would you agree with that? That this is convenience for the government, and it's basically now riding the tide, going in with what the popular majority of Keralites are saying, suggesting, regardless of whether this is constitutional or not. Therefore, the U-turn.
Shweta, the thing is, when the Constitution was being framed in the Constituent Assembly, there was a clear debate on the issue of traditions, customs, culture, and other things. It is not that our Constitution has been framed just, at a drop of a hat, okay, we need this. There were proper debates and discussions. And, it would be advisable for everybody, whether in the left or in the BJP or in the Congress or the activists, to go and study those debates and look at the final constitutional clauses which have been framed. Now, coming to the point whether is the party in power or the party which supports religious issues is trying to ride on this is not a debatable point. It is clear, very clear. Now, the point which has to be seen, Shweta, is are they disrespecting the people's critical thinking? Are they disrespecting the critical thinking of people of Kerala? Can they not judge what is right for them or what is the tradition and customs? So let them decide on that. And that is precisely is the reason that the issue has been raked up. And Shweta, this is Pinarayi, trying to bring his own glasnost. Obviously, there is a perestroika issues for Kerala, and that is the reason this glasnost is coming. Shweta.
Brinda Dig, what would you suggest to people? In fact, other panelists also of the view that if women themselves, the devotees of Sabarimala, do not want to enter, then there is no debate. If it's to be decided by the women and they don't want to enter, then there is no need for the state or the courts to interfere in the matter.
There should not be any debate on that.
Okay.
That is the individual's right. That is the individual's right and individual freedom. Shweta, just a rider to that.
Okay.
The thing is, there is a caveat one has to look into. Does that tradition make you submissive in the name of tradition, in the name of custom, in the name of culture? That should not happen. That is precisely the reason that Supreme Court used the constitutional provisions to allow women to enter the Sabarimala.
Okay, Brinda Dick, would you agree? There have been times that we've challenged customs and traditions. Every time it goes to the heart of constitution as a matter of equality. We have known to have challenged customs and traditions, and that should also be the case in Sabarimala.
You're absolutely right. We have challenged customs and traditions that demean and dilute rule of law, especially a constitutional guarantee. And here we are talking about women's dignity, equality, and right to access a place of worship and prayer. But what the Kerala government is now doing is political convenience because of the elections at the cost of saying constitutional morality in this particular aspect will not be upheld. One of the other panelists pointed out that devotees do not want to go there. Now, who are you to decide or judge that there are a certain group of women who are devotees and there are a certain group of women who want to go in and pray even while they are menstruating ages? They are not devotees. You are not God, no, to decide who is a better devotee. All are devotees, women and everybody else. So if there is a group of women saying that we don't want to go, it is their choice. Let them not go. No law is forcing them to go. But if there is a group of women of menstruating age wanting to go, who are you to stop them? In the name of culture, in the name of tradition and custom, violating their right to go and pray and access. The Supreme Court is only talking about this. Those of you who want to go, please go. Those of you who don't want to go, don't go, because it is your faith. But there is a certain group of entitled men who will decide and choose who are good devotees and who are the not good devotees based on a custom that has been put down by a certain group of people. Now, that is unacceptable.
Okay, Colonel.
Because then you are now telling a group of women citizens, you are not good. You are not good devotees. A group of other women citizens, you are good devotees because you are following me. So subjugation and oppression in the name of custom is okay by you, then you are a good woman. Those who challenge it and are in dissent of it, then you are not a good
Let me just come.
Okay, Colonel Diney. Colonel Diney, I think those are very important. I just 1 second before I let you come in. I think those are some very valid points. Women have traditionally also in the past supported a lot of regressive customs that don't mean they will stand judicial scrutiny or constitutional scrutiny. In this case as well, I'm sure the popular opinion is that women should not go, but there are very many women who are Sabarimala devotees who would want to go, in which case, why should they be denied entry?
I'll come to that, ma'am. The question which she asked is, who are you to decide who wants to go or who doesn't want to go? I can ask the question back to her. Who are you to decide about Hindu devotees? Who are you? Are you a devotee? Are you the complete spokesperson of the women who want to go? May I humbly and respectfully tell you, ma'am, when in Sabarimala, the only judgment which was against particular was from a woman. A woman judge, she came record and said, no, this is not correct. Woman, this is a question of faith. It was a woman, for your kind of information. And I come from Kerala. Okay, I have I'll tell you one more thing. There was a festival here couple of days back. Artigal Pongala, which is only done by women. Okay, ma'am. So that is the kind of thing. So that's a faith which is there. Now, as a man, I can't go and ask him, why can't, it's my right. I want to do Artigal Pongala. If a man is not even allowed to enter inside the temple during that day. Now, can I say that it's discrimination based on Indian constitution? No. So please leave our faith to ourselves. If we and ourselves, I mean,
sorry, just to cut you short, sir. But the faith belongs to everybody.
It's not your prerogative either.
No,
it's
but
not your prerogative.
Supreme Court
hasn't. Why you make a statement? Leave my faith to me, and my women who don't want to go there are good devotees. How do you decide that I'm not a good devotee?
You asked that question. You asked that question. Who are you?
You said that there are women who are not going.
There are absolutely. Yes, absolutely. That is why the Supreme Court judge said, is it wrong? The Supreme Court judge who had the dissenting voice, she is a lady. Can you deny that fact? Now, will you ask?
There are more women who follow patriarchy. So that is not an argument for you to justify.
No, you do not. You speak from a house. You do not know the ground realities in Kerala. Please. Okay. Allow me. The reason why this government is taking this U-turn is because the women, underline the women, including my mother,
Colonel
sister,
Diney, I have to ask you, Supreme Court is not forcing anyone to go in. Supreme Court is only allowing those who want to go in to go in. So Supreme Court is not saying every woman should go into Sabarimala. It's simply saying those who are devotees, let me complete, sir. Those who are devotees who want to go can go. What's the problem with that?
See, it's not a question of can go or it's not a question of should go, or the question is there are certain rituals, there are certain customs, and it is not made by me, it is not made by some. Every temple has its own customs and ritual. I just gave you an example of a temple in which only, repeat ma'am, only women can give puja on that particular day. And thousands and people come, lakhs of people come both from India and abroad to do that Pongal festival. Now, can I as a man go to Supreme Court and say, no, I also want to do Pongal. This is my... Can I do it? I will not.
Nobody
Because why?
stopped you.
It is a question of faith. Now, when a question of faith comes, how it to go the way majority? I will not. Now you will tell it is a majoritarian system. No.
You can't tell because I'm not asking for something from your share. You must not ask something from here.
If it is discriminatory,
you can't say that. No. Nobody stopped you from
I
going and asking. I want to pray also.
All right. I think
this particular case is sub judice. Let the higher bench, let the full division take a call. We are all, citizens of India. Whatever the Supreme Court judge says, we will take it. The full division is yet to hear that. We will take the thing. But the ground reality, that is why government was been forced to take, is that majority of the women, and majority means thumping majority of women. And I am nobody. I am a nobody to give those opinion about that. They are against this. They have said that we will wait. That is only my humble submission.
Let me
if
also...
a minority of women want to go to the temple, damn them. They dare not have that right. Is that what you're saying?
Ma'am, we are in a democracy. Ma'am. Let the Supreme Court decide whatever it is the way. Everybody's decision. We'll abide by what the Supreme Court.
I will come to you, Rajendran. Let me quickly get in Professor Ronnie K. Baby, who's also with us on the phone line. Professor Ronnie, how are you reading into this U-turn by the Kerala government? The Kerala government now has woken up right ahead of election. Must point that out, suggesting that it's important for state to not interfere in matters of faith. Your reaction to that U-turn?
The CPM-led LDF government, the Pinarayi Vijayan government of Kerala, they must apologize to the people of Kerala. Not only to the people of Kerala, to the devotees of Sabarimala, because all these issues which was responsible by the CPM government, because the earlier UDF government, the Women Chanti government, they have given a strong affidavit in the Supreme Court that the customs of the Sabarimala should be respected. But in 2060, the CPM government, the LDF government, they came to power and they changed the affidavit and they submitted a new affidavit in the Supreme Court that the women should give permission to enter in the holy pilgrimage place of Sabarimala. Then after only the Supreme Court has taken such a stand that they given a verdict in favor of women's entry in the Sabarimala. And even after that, the majority of the organization, Hindu organization, devotees in Kerala, they demanded that their review petition should be submitted before the Supreme Court. But it was the Pinarayi Vijayan. It was his personal interest. He insisted that the women activists, not only the devotees, not only the real devotees of Lord Ayyappa, in the name of devotees, certain women activists, they, with the protection of the Kerala police, they enter the holy place of Sabarimala and they destroy the culture, the custom of the Sabarimala. So, on behalf of the International Congress, the Congress Party always wants to defend and protect the customs of this every religious denominations. So the Pinarayi Vijayan government must apologize before they change their stand.
As far as Congress Party is concerned, before I close the show, M. Rajendran, I think the position is very clear here. As far as, those operating in Kerala, from Kerala soil, believe that if majority of the Sabarimala devotees do not want to enter, then LDF government is right in taking that U-turn by not allowing women to enter, by, challenging the Supreme Court verdict. But at the same time, a larger section of society, 50% of India's population, women's rights activists, are of the view that women, should take their own decision. It should not be prohibited. It doesn't need to be prohibited. It should be left to women's will. Your final take, sir.
So, Shweta, I'm quite disappointed, in the name of religion, everybody seems to be undermining uh, the Constitution of India. You know, Constitution of India allows not even one person who wants to enter Sabarimala at, at his or her own will should be allowed. And that is what the Constitution, it is not a question of minority or majority. If you open that debate, then it can go to a bigger debate as to why a Constitution enters into the Muslim laws. You know, let's not prolong that debate. Secondly, I'm disappointed with the Congress spokesperson's statement that culture and tradition and customs they have been upholding. Their leader has been upholding the Constitution of India at every political party. How can you define that act of their leader and at the same time talk of culture and tradition? So here, you know, I just want to say I'm a citizen of India. So are you, Shweta. You should have the right, as per the Constitution of India. I should have the right as per the Constitution of India. What wrong? Who are the political parties or the activists to decide what we should be doing or what we should not be doing? If it is within the law, we should be allowed to do whatever we can do.
All right, and that remains a debate, of course, as far as Sabarimala is concerned. Let me finish this debate by saying that not every custom needs to be upheld for an infinite period of time, and I would agree with you there, M. Rajendran, that it should be left to women to decide whether they want to adhere to a certain custom or not. But that's all the time I have on the show. M. Rajendran, Colonel Dinny, Professor Ronnie, as well as Brinda Dick, thank you very much for taking time out for joining us on the show. That remains a debate that Kerala will continue to see right ahead of elections. The Sabarimala issue is once again back in the spotlight, with LDF government taking a U-turn now and hoping to challenge the 2018 Supreme Court order that allowed women of all ages to enter the Sabarimala temple.